Can a police officer point a gun at your head just to stop a car theft? Court is in session. In the Bronx, off-duty NYPD officer Jonathan Baez, who provided security for the mayor's residence, tracks what he believes is his wife's stolen car. Surveillance shows 3 individuals connected to that vehicle. One man approaches from the alley. There is a second man, the driver, and then a third man, the passenger, is inside the front seat. Baez pulls up and gets out with his gun already drawn. He confronts the man outside, raises the gun, and points it directly at his head. The man turns away with his hands up, reacting. They move along the passenger side of the vehicle, partially out of view. Then reporting says the passenger window area becomes active. Moments later, Baez fires into the car. The front seat passenger is shot in the head. The driver raced off to the hospital, where the passenger remains in critical condition. Officer Baez has been suspended without pay, awaiting the results of an internal investigation. The prosecution will start with the first decision, not the shot, the draw, because pointing a gun at someone is a threat of deadly force. And under New York law, you don't get to threaten deadly force to stop a property crime, not for theft, not to recover a car, even if you're a police officer, on duty or off. Deadly force and the threat of it requires a real, imminent threat to life. So if that gun came up before any confirmed deadly threat, then legally, the encounter became deadly because he made it deadly. And if that threat wasn't justified, he's no longer acting as a police officer under the law. He's treated like anyone else. The defense sees it quite differently. He's not just anyone. He's an NYPD officer. Even off-duty officers are expected to act when they encounter a crime. From his perspective, this is stolen property tied to his family. Multiple unknown individuals in a situation that can escalate instantly, as the vehicle and the passengers could quickly create a deadly force situation. The draw, they may argue, was an attempt to assert control. Then comes the critical moment. The window comes down. Inside that vehicle, there's potential movement, unknown hands, unknown intent, possibly a weapon. At that point, this is no longer about property. It's about a perceived threat in real time. And the law does not require certainty, only that the belief of the danger be reasonable in that moment. Let's cross-examine the case. This case turns on one question. Was that first act lawful? Because the law doesn't just look at what happened. It looks at who started it. If that gun was pointed without legal justification, then something critical happened. The chain breaks. He drops from agent of the state to private citizen. And as a private citizen, pointing a loaded gun at someone over a car theft, that's not enforcement, that's a crime. And once that line is crossed, the law treats everything that follows differently, because now you may be the one who provoked the danger. Now ask what they saw. No radio call, no backup, no clear identification. Did they see a police officer or just a man with a gun? Here's my ruling. This case turns on a single moment, the gun coming up. And based on what we see, that act was not justified. This was a property crime. No confirmed deadly threat, no visible weapon, no immediate danger to life. And yet, he raises the gun and points it at the man's head. That is a threat of deadly force. And under New York law, that is not allowed for a car theft. Not on duty, not off. And the moment he did that, the chain broke. He stepped outside his lawful authority. He's no longer acting as an officer. He's treated like anyone else. And once that happens, the law is clear. If you initiate a confrontation with an unlawful threat of deadly force, you become the aggressor. And if you are the aggressor, you don't get to claim self-defense from the danger that follows, even if that situation escalates, even if fear becomes real. Because legally, you created it. He had other options. Call it in, follow, wait for backup. Instead, he forced a gunpoint encounter. And when you force that moment, you own what comes next. Because if the law does not justify the gun, then everything that follows may be on you. This is Crimes Digest, where we test whether the justice system still works when power meets the law. If you want more cases cross-examined this way, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.